means you're gonna start at the C, you're gonna go to the EA. This is easy. 1, 2, 3. Moving your decimal 3 times to the left. We don't have a decimal that is visible here, but we know that our decimals are understood to be where? Behind the 2. And I want to move it 3 times to the left. 1, 2, 3. So it'll be 4.572 decibels.
Damn.
Give me a challenging one. One that you ain't never had to do before.
15.
Gigabytes of what?
15 answers.
Nanobytes. Alright, 678 gigabytes to nanobytes. 600 and 678 bytes. I mean giga. And we're going to nanobytes, which is represented by the N. So we're gonna see how many times we gotta move our decimal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times to the right. So we don't have a decimal that's visible, but we know that the decimal is where? Behind the 8, and we're going to move it 10 times to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How many zeros am I going to add? 10. Hey, I just asked you. So 678 gigabytes is 6,780 billion nanobytes. Boom. 6,780 billion nanobytes. So basically, still do the same way. Just start whatever unit they give you, whatever prefix they give you, and go to the prefix that is asking you to convert it to, and move your decimal that many times with it. Sure. Is it already sharp? Alright, so any question about being able to use that? That's gonna be on the board.
Yeah,
Alright. I don't have data. I have some information. Alright, so like I said, this probably be the easy part on the test. Just being able to move from one level to another level and moving the decimal. Alright, so after metric system, it is scientific notation.
Yeah.
Alright, do everybody understand how to go from standard to scientific and scientific to standard? Everybody can do that, right? That's what you just did on your opening.
Oh, yeah.
Do I need to do one problem just to make sure?
Yeah.
Alright, let's do a one that's given to me in standard notation so we can see how to do that.
5
Oh, hey, I'm listening. 5 point what? 5.1821. Nuh-uh, that, I don't want scientific notation. I want the one that's already in standard notation. That means no power routine. Okay, hold on. 258. 965. 025. All right, so this number is written in standard notation. We have to convert it to scientific notation. What is the rule for scientific notation? It ain't right.
Well, my dad was.
Oh, okay, but no, you just said that. Okay. All right, so what's the rule for scientific notation? What does it say?
It says move the decimal as many places as necessary to have one non-zero integer to the left of the decimal.
All right, so we're gonna have one non-zero integer to the left of the decimal. So we don't see the decimal here, but we know that the decimal is where?
After the 5.
Behind the 5. So we wanna have one non-zero entry to the left of the decimal, so that means that our decimal should end up being between
2 and 5.
5. So let's see how many times we have to move our decimal to get there. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times.
8 times.
So this number here is larger than 1, so our exponent will be,
1.
it's gonna be negative or positive. It's
Negative.
gonna be positive because it's larger than 1. So 2.58965025 times 10 to the 8th power.
You gotta write the whole number or can you just?
You have to write the whole number. Alright, give me one that's in scientific notation. And we're gonna convert it to standard notation. No, we ain't got that part, we're just doing the basic.
23.
3.443
Times 10 to the negative 7 power.
to the negative 7 power. Alright, so this is in scientific notation, we have to convert it to standard notation. First thing you need to do is look at your exponent. Your exponent is negative, so that tells us that this number is what?
Negative. Positive.
It's less than 1.
Oh.
So that means we need to move our decimal to the left. To the left, we want the number to be less than 1. If we move it to the right, it's going to be larger than 1.
Oh,
So you're going to move your decimal 7 times to the left. So I'm going to write out 3.443 and starting at my decimal, we'll go 7 times to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
2, 3,
So I'm going to have to add things 6 zeros.
1, 2.
So your answer will be
4, 5, 6.
0.60 3443.
Oh, okay.
Any questions?
Now I
So your
get
number
it.
is larger than 1, the exponent should be positive. If it's less than 1, it should be negative. So when it's given to you in scientific notation, immediately look at your exponent to determine whether or not the number is going to be larger than 1 or smaller than 1. All right, now let's look at, yes ma'am.
So, if the decimal comes from 40, do you automatically add a 0 right
So when
here?
I,
At the top.
well,
That, the bottom.
right, oh, I just put a, cause it say, it was really just point there, I just put a 0 in front of it.
Okay.
Yeah. Alright, so now the next section is dealing with adding and subtracting with scientific notation. So give me a problem for adding and subtracting.
7 times 10.
Oh,
Oh, wait, no.
Okay.
Let's do 6.36
uh-huh.
times 10 to the third power minus 5.8 times 10 to the negative 1 power.
Alright, so what is the rule when you adding or subtracting with scientific notation?
Yeah.
What is the rule when you're adding or subtracting with scientific notation?
Hold on.
It may or may not be,
The
but
answer will have,
it's still in your note.
when you say added subtraction,
Uh-huh.
The answer will have the same number of decimal places as the number in the problem
It's in
set.
different figures.
That's not it?
The rule is that your exponents have to be the same.
Oh, well, I need to write it down.
Adding or subtracting. If they're not the same, you cannot do the problem. You have to convert one of them to match the other and then carry out the process. So in this case, they're not the same because we have one going to the power of 3 and one going to the power of negative 1. So we need to convert one of them. We're going to convert the negative 1 power so that we can get it to a power of 3. How are we going to do that? Are we going to add to it or subtract from it? We got to add to it. What do we have to add to it to get a positive 3?
4.
No.
4.
4. So that means we need to move our decimal 4 times
To the right.
The left.
to the left. You go to the left, you're adding to the exponent. You go to the right, you're subtracting. So we're gonna go to the left. So we're gonna have 5.8, and we're gonna go to the left 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Add 3 zeros in there. Now you have 6.36 times 10 to the third power minus 0.00058 times 10 to the third power. Now you can subtract out your coefficients. 6.36 minus 0.00058. What you get? Six point 36 minus 0.00058.
3.66542.
Huh?
6.3542.
6.3542. And your power 10, just you bring it down. So it's 6.3542 times 10 to the third power. Any questions? So both for both addition and subtraction, the power 10 has to be the same before you can carry out the process. Yes, give me a number.
7x.
7 times.
Yeah, 7 times. And the next 1 plus 6.4 times 10 negative 5.
Alright, so 7 times 10 to the negative 1 power plus 6.4 times 10 to the negative 5th power. So those powers of 10 are not the same. We have one that's going to the negative 1 power, one going to the negative 5 power. Negative 1 is the one that's the largest out of the two, so we're going to convert our negative 5 to where it can be to the negative 1 power. How are we going to do that? You got to add 4. So you're going to take 6.4 and you're going to move your decimal left or right?
To the right.
The left.
To the left. Left is adding to the exponent. Right is subtracting from the exponent. So I move to the left, I'm going to add 4 to it.
Oh.
Okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Add in my 3 zeros. So now I have 7 times 10 to the negative 1 plus 0.00064 times 10 to the negative 1. Now you can add out your coefficient. 7 plus 0.00064 is what? It should be 7.00064 times 10 to the negative 1 power. She gonna turn that music on, them headphones gonna be mine and her phone till the end of the day.
My head and my headphones.
No, your headphones and your phone.
It was down.
Alright, any question about add this, ma'am?
Why do you always add?
It ain't always, it just depend on what we're trying to get to. It requires us to add 4 in order to get to a negative 1, because negative 5 plus 4 is negative 1.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not always gonna be add 4. Just in these instances, that's what happened. I apologize. Alright, now let's move on to multiply and dividing. Alright, give me a multiplication one.
3.8
Hold on, let me change my code tomorrow. 3.8
times 10 to the 5th power.
So he be the main one when he don't do so hot on his test, come
Come
look
on,
at
that
me.
man, Wayne, you know I be doing good.
Hilarious.
Say it again.
3.8
Mhm.
times 10